Hello, buddy. Welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor, and today we're going to be doing another episode in our coaching series. So we're going to be coaching Dylan one more time here. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Dagon, as his in-game name goes. And we're going to be looking at a Rakan game. So this is going to be a Silver 3 Rakan game. First, we're going to look at the op.gg as usual. Then we're going to be looking at pre-game, and then we'll go into the game itself. I'll take some good notes. Then we'll come back at the end and do a post-game wrap-up to give the best advice that we can to help Dylan gain some more ELO, and hopefully some more ELO for everybody out there watching as well. If you want to access the Google Doc, you'll find that in the description. You'll also find a timestamp so that you can find the game start time if you want to jump straight to that. Then at the end, I'll talk just very briefly about the membership program. And then I have a link to coaching playlist if you want to watch more coaching videos on the channel. I have a link to Rakan if you want an in-depth guide for the champion. Then I have other champion guides linked as well. Okay, let's go ahead and get in here. So you want to try to get one control ward every minute. Or every 5 minutes, rather. You fall a little bit behind here, so make sure that you're getting a few more control wards, or your normal ward count. It's 27, so that's pretty close. You should have somewhere around 29 to 30 wards here. You have 27, that's close enough, but do try to make sure that you get a few more control wards in there somewhere. As far as the build goes, you can max E first. I have seen people do that. I think that W is the more popular max most of the time. The reason for this is it gives you more mobility, so you can move around the map faster. It also gives you more crowd control in team fights. So you can engage once, and then if the team fight drags on for maybe 7 seconds or so, then you can do it again. So you can get it up to twice in a fight, which is really powerful. It's a great crowd control ability. So, on the new patch 7.18, if they nerfed it too much to where it's not nearly as good as it used to be, then you might max E first. I'm not sure. I haven't played on the new patch yet, but I imagine it's probably still going to be your best choice. Maxing E is okay, but I've seen most Rakans max W, and for me, it feels best if you max the W first. Because I feel like his healing and shielding is good, but I feel like primarily his best attributes are his engages and his crowd control. And so that's what makes me want to max W. It also gives you a lot of safety. So it's really nice when you're running to a fight later on in the game. So let's say that, it's in the mid game and I don't know, there's a fight breaking out mid lane and you're trying to run down this lane and you need to get over there quickly. Then you can actually come over here, dash through this wall to get over there faster, and your W is going to be up by the time you get back over there. So that's one reason I think that pros max the W first a lot of times, is because you can use it to get through walls or to rotate faster to an area, and then it's going to be back up and ready to go when you arrive. Whereas with the shield, that doesn't give you extra mobility to get through the terrain like that and to rotate faster. Although it does give you some mobility in fights to jump around a little bit more, and obviously a bigger shield, but I think that's the core reason, is it helps you with rotations a lot more. Okay, so E's okay. I just feel like W is probably a little bit better most of the time. As far as the build itself goes, I do like going coin, upgrading to medallion quickly, but I would highly recommend going at least Sightstone before you get Talisman of Ascension. Talisman is quite nice, but I do think that those wards early on are just super, super important. So you want the wards, you definitely want some boots, and you definitely want Ardent Sensor pretty quickly. So there are a lot of really good things on Rakan, but the best builds that I think I've seen are typically Ancient Coin, into Sightstone, into Ionian Boots for the extra cooldown early on, into Ardent Sensor. And then after that, then you can go ahead and get your Ruby Sightstone Talisman. Or you can just go straight up Oasis, Ardent Sensor, Oasis, Ionian Boots, Ardent Sensor. And then after that, you can go something like Locket or Redemption. That's another build. And, I'm starting to lean towards that more and more. I do see people go Talisman and Ruby, but that takes so long for you to get your 4 ward item, and 4 wards is just so awesome, especially in the mid game. So I don't know. So this sets you up for a really good sort of late game 6-item build when you have Ruby Sightstone and then Talisman, Locket, Redemption, because you get lots of cooldown on your activatals, but... And I do see top-end Rakans getting something like this. And I've tried to do that more and more, but... I don't know, it's okay. It's an okay build. I just feel like going also, like, just Oasis, Ionian, Ardent Censer is still very powerful as well. Okay, so those are options. As far as runes go, I would definitely get Armor Reds. If you want Magic Resist, yeah, I would get it on the blues, which is what you did. It's just not very efficient on the reds. As you see, the blues give you 1.34 and the reds only give you 0.77. So I would definitely go armor with the reds here. You know, yeah, Nami does some magic damage in lane with her harassment, but she also does some physical damage with her auto attacks, and so does Jhin. So I think it's important to have a bit more armor here. So I would go armor reds. If you want to go magic resist blues, you can. I like going 3 flat magic resist blues and then scaling CDR blues. That'll give you for 6 of those, which would give you 10 CDR at level 18. And that's a really good build if you're going to go for Talisman, because you're not going to get a lot of CDR with this build typically, because you're going to have one item that doesn't have CDR, which is Ruby, and then typically with this build you would get Locket next, which also doesn't have CDR. And CDR is very, very good on Rakan because he has long cooldowns on his E and his W, especially before you max the level on him. And his ultimate is so crucial to his kit that you want it up as much as possible. That's why a lot of pros do rush those Ionian boots as soon as they can. Also, Flash is very good on him, and Ignite, if you take Ignite, helps ensure that he gets kills on his engages. So Ionian boots are particularly strong on Rakan, and you'll almost always want to get them. Okay, and then that's why they take the scaling CDR as well, so he gets the 10% CDR later on. So this is what I recommend, but it's okay. You can run all magic resist on the blues if you want, or you can run all AP on the blues. That'll be fine as well. But I think the reds and yellows should look like this, and the quints should be AP. Okay, so build order. If you want to do the type of build you're doing where you get Talisman, I would go the tier 2 gold item, Sightstone, Ardent Censer. I don't think you can wait to 23 minutes to get Ardent. I think you have to get it much faster than that. Ruby Sightstone, so you get that forward item. And then Talisman of Ascension. Max W, mentioned that. Get Bandit. I know you're not going to be able to trigger it as much for the extra, you know, gold on hit in lane, but even just getting the 1 extra gold per dead minion is still a pretty good value there. So I would get that. And then I would take Ignite, as I said before, because you have really good kill pressure at level 6. Especially with Callista. So you want to try to farm out the early game. Nami does have better trading than you with her wave, and Jhin is kind of dangerous early. So you want to try to farm it out. They should win trades early, but you do outscale them pretty hard. And then try to look for kills once you get level 6. Once you can ult W onto either Jhin or Nami, probably Nami's going to be the better one, then Callista can throw you back on top of her, and that should be a kill. Even without Ignite, it would definitely be a kill with Ignite, but even without it, I think you can get it. Sorry, my nose is itching there. I still got a bit of a cold. Your team definitely wins the late game. They have some goofy stuff going on over there. It looks like they have a Taric jungle, I think. Not sure. Looks like they have Taric jungle. Kassadin should outscale Vladimir. Callista's going to outscale Jhin. You're going to outscale Nami. Vayne will outscale Quinn probably, but Quinn should beat her in lane. So you have pretty good matchups around the board, and then Jax, of course, is going to outscale Taric. So you don't have to do anything like super crazy in lane. If you just break even, that's fine. But you can get those kills at level 6. Just be careful not to let them get too far ahead early on. Okay, let's go ahead and get in here. I'm sorry if I look a bit tired. I did pass out a couple of minutes ago. I just had to go to sleep. I've been, you know, sick and all kinds of other stuff. Super busy today, and I was running on like 3 hours of sleep, and my body just couldn't handle it. I was about to pass out on the keyboard. I still am pretty tired.
30 seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
I do think Rakan in general is super powerful in this patch. I think he's a tier 1. I think he's still a tier 1 on 7.8. Or 7.18 rather. Alright, good. Oh, Quinn did take Ignite top lane. Okay, yeah, she's definitely got the advantage then. I mean, if Quinn just jumps on her then blinds her, there's not really much that Vayne can do about that trading pattern. A really tough matchup, top lane, for Vayne. There are lots of tough matchups, top lane for Vayne. That's why you don't see her that often. I'm not 100% certain about Tarek's clear. I feel like he's a super slow clear speed early on, so you should be okay to push it and harass. His ganks really aren't going to be that scary. So I think you can disrespect him and just push him in. They can miss some CS. Now Nami and Jhin are kind of dangerous though. Okay, there he is. He's top lane. Did they even see that? Looks like they're not reacting. I mean, they could have... Okay, they killed him. It's fine. Yeah. Okay, good trade. Yeah, Tarek's got Ignite. Doesn't even have Flash. Huh. Alright. Yeah, you don't have to do anything crazy here. Like, I think you're forcing too many early trades. Remember, they're going to beat you early. Especially because you don't have Ignite. There's virtually no way you're going to kill them pre-6. It's just not happening. Like, Nami's heal is too strong early on. And they're just going to out-damage you. Like, Jin's just going to do more damage than Kalista. So... You know, especially now that you see top lane has 2 kills, I think, yeah, you don't have to do anything fancy. You can chill and it's fine. I know sometimes it's easy to feel like you got to make big plays early on, especially on a playmaker like Rakan, but you really don't. Not with this composition, right? If you just hold steady and just don't die, like, that's good enough. Yeah, it's a waste of time. Just don't even... You can try to kill him once you hit 6. Okay, there's Tarek. Do they punish and kill him again? No. Yeah, don't... Yeah, let me go back. What did you do? Let me see. Did y'all try to fight him again? Okay, that was good. You need to tell Kalista not to fight them, though. You did get his flash, so make sure you ping that. You gotta put the timer up here whenever you get summoners off of them. So I think you used your Ignite, and you got their flash. See, Tarek, or Jax pinged Tarek's Ignite. But you need to ping that flash so that Jax knows if he comes down bottom in the next 5 minutes, it's going to be a free kill on Jhin. So you got to communicate that. Alright, tier 2 gold item, ward. Cloth. I would probably get boots over cloth here. I mean, I know you've been getting beaten up early a little bit here, and you kind of want some more defense. Like, cloth is not the end of the world, but, you know, you really want those Ionian boots as fast as you can humanly get them. Like, those boots are so good on Tarek. It's like right after you get your tier 2 gold item in sight, so you need to try to get those Ionians. Okay, how close are you to 6? Okay, you are 6. There you go. Yeah, get Jax on here. There you go, good ult, good ult. Great. Yeah, it's perfect. Good. Yeah. That's how you draw it up. Okay, dragon, dragon, dragon. Get dragon right now. Push this in and go dragon. Right here, drag, 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 drag. Okay. So Jax pinged it and Jax went, so he's actually a pretty smart jungler. But you need to go ahead and ping that too. Like, sometimes you won't have a jungler that's as on point as that Jax was. Like, he went there immediately after you guys pushed the wave up. But so you need to be like pinging it like 3 times to make sure that people know. This Jax seems pretty pretty smart, at least right there. So, yeah, you need to communicate that. Because there will be some junglers that won't know what to do. They'll just, like, want to back, or they might go over here and get Gromp or something. Nope. 2 kills, bot equals drag. You have 2 options, either drag or first tower, and I would probably get drag there. The tower doesn't have any damage on it. You guys may not be able to get it fast enough. Okay, what do we get? Aftercloak. Oh yeah, you try to get Talisman really quickly. Good try. If you had Ignite, she was dead. But that's alright. She's probably... Oh, you got him. I thought she was gonna die. Okay. The big rend there. Alright, Terek's top side. Okay, good. So you should push this in. Back. You really need Sightstone. Because now the map's open. Once this goes down, you have to have wards so you can track their jungle. And that's how you snowball on them really hard as you get the wards. This is good. I mean, this does let you rotate a bit faster. Yeah, so now what you want to do, you just bought, you want to rotate down, push the wave to at least right here, and then rotate up to middle, and start pressuring this tower. Alright, use Talisman here, see if you can, once you thin out this wave, see if you can get a kill. They killed top, ping this, ping, 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 ping. Ping it like 3 times. Tell Jax and Quinn to go get this top, or ping their tower right there. Like ping this, like ping, ping, ping. Like, target the tower. And then Jax will know to go over there to get that tower. See, because now she's not going to get it because there's going to be a teleport in there. So it's going to delay this tower for like another 3 minutes. This is okay. Y'all are starting to get a bit far. Yeah, see what you can take here. This is too far. Okay, y'all need to back up. Mid's missing. No, too far, too far. Okay, good. Yeah, good. Yeah, get her out of there. Go get mid. Thanks so much for the sub. I appreciate it. So because Jax didn't go help get this, it's going to be delayed. So what you should have done is when they get a kill top lane, you need to ping, target the tower, and say, get tower, get tower, get tower. Then after they get tower, go ping... No. She shouldn't try that first. You need to tell her, let me start it. So you need to start with your ult because there's virtually no way they're dodging your ult plus W, especially with Talisman. It's just not happening. Okay, go on to her and then ult. There you go. Knock him up. Alright, a little bit slow. But you probably shouldn't even be there, honestly. So what should have happened up here, as I was saying, you need to ping, tell them to get this tower, and then ping Rift Herald like 3 times and tell them to get the Rift Herald. A dragon's coming up here in a few minutes, or a few seconds. It's Infernal. You need to go get it. You don't have... Okay, you do have Sightstone. Okay, once again, I talked about this in another video. Don't ward there. Ward here. If you're going to ward here at all. But yeah, ward here, and then ward over here. Okay, good. Knock that up. Yeah, everybody go middle. Dogpile this tower. Ping this. Tell Callista to go back down here. Yeah, y'all get 1 shot at it. You get 1 wave, and you have to rotate bot. Yeah, that's no good. Y'all gave him a free tower, basically. You spent too much long kind of just chilling. Too far. If he hits you with a W, you might die there. Okay, he didn't. Okay, ping this. Ping Rift. Ping, ping, ping. Oh, never mind. Jack's dead. Yeah, I mean, it's close. Okay, I guess you got it, but sort of. Okay, so I think you got the better of that by 1 kill or something. That still's pretty bad. I would not take that Callista. If Callista pulls you in, I would just shoot yourself back out and don't go into that. It was just too close. And you already have such a commanding lead, you don't want to give them free stuff. Now you're going to miss Rift Herald. You should have just gotten this tower and then just ping, ping, ping on Rift Herald. Okay, so we're going to say... Then get your whole team to go over there to Rift. Or at least, like, go back and buy, reset, and then get Rift if you have to. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to say... Rotate to mid faster. Shot call for top lane. Okay, good. Let me reset some of this here and just see. Okay, good. Yeah, that was a bit early. Let me. Why did y'all do that? Let me see. Okay, so you got Quinn top. Quinn doesn't have teleport. She has ignite. Yeah. Don't go in on that. Don't do that. Don't do that. They're a lot stronger right there. You're pretty low. Callista's pretty low. Jax was over at Wolves, and Quinn's like out of the picture. So it ends up okay, but it was pretty risky. It was pretty risky. I wouldn't have gone in on that. You got to think of Rift Herald as a free tier 2 tower most of the time if you use it correctly. Okay, good. You got that. So next objective is down here. So you want to push up mid lane, ward all through here, ward right here. This is a spot that almost never gets swept. Great vision. Okay, good. I would have just knocked up Nami there. She's not really in a threat of dying at that point. You have ult? Almost. You have exhaust. As soon as Vayne shows up, exhaust her. Exhaust. Let's go ahead and do it. Just exhaust her. Okay. Yes, you pulled it off without the exhaust. It's getting close, though. If she got, like, you know, one extra crit in there. She's getting crit, right? Yeah. Yeah, Dragon's up. Nice, go ahead and grab that. If you have any wards, drop one behind here. What do you have now? Ninja Tabby's alright. Ninja Tabby's alright. Hey, thanks for the sub, I appreciate it. I'd still probably get Ionians. Ruby. Pretty late on the Ardent. But, you know, to be fair, Callista is pretty far behind. But Ardent's also really good on Quinn. So, yeah, I probably would have... I don't know. Like, this build's okay. Talisman's good, but I think just going Eye of the Oasis and then just getting Ardent Sensor faster is going to be just a more powerful combination than Talisman Ruby. Because you don't need the engage that much. You already have really good engage. Like, if you had a bunch of tanks on your team that had a hard time getting into the fight, I mean, Talisman is pretty good on Jax, but like if you had something like a Maokai or a Cho'Gath on your team, or like a Rammus or something, Talisman might be better to help them get to the back line faster, but you don't really have a team fighting team. Like, you have a split pick team comp, so you want to get good vision and try to pick people off with Quinn, Jax, and Kassadin. I mean, they don't have a good team fighting team either. They just have a really goofy team that doesn't make a lot of sense, but, you know, just if you were facing a more proper team that had a good team fight, then... I mean, Talisman is good in picking people off, too. I just feel like it just delays your Ardent Sensor too much. I mean, it's 25 minutes in the game, you still don't have Ardent Sensor. And that's like the most powerful item in the game right now for supports. So yeah, Talisman's good, absolutely. It's great on Rakan. I just think that sacrificing Ardent Sensor is not worth it. You can delay the Talisman and then get it, like, later in the game. But I think you definitely need to be finishing up Ardent Sensor at, you know, 20 minutes at the absolute latest. Okay, good. I like how you're playing around Quinn. She is your powerhouse right now. No, no, no. Let that go. Let that go. Let that go. Okay, so let's review this really quickly. So you don't want to go in there. First of all, you don't have a wave. Okay, so Jax is up top. Jax does not have teleport. You need to keep that in mind. So if you fight here, it's going to be a 4v5. Unless you see someone up there with Jax, just assume it's going to be a 4v5. And he doesn't have a lot of pressure yet because he's not at a tower, because you already have the tier 2. So let me go ahead and back this up. So it's okay to rotate down, okay, and try to clear this out and put some pressure on the tower. But this is a really weak wave right now. This thing's going to die in like a couple of tower hits. Right, now Kassadin is here. But once again, this guy doesn't have teleport, so it's 4v5 plus tower. So it's like kind of like 4v6 if you go into this. So you really don't want to fight this. It's okay to sort of pressure them a little bit. But especially once she does that, you need to leave immediately. Just go out. No. You took like 3 or 4 tower shots, and now they might clean this up. Nah, you're so far ahead, you can probably get away with it. But like, if you just back up right there, Jax is probably going to get this tower before they can get up there to get him. And if you don't die, then they don't get anything. They just lose a tower. And then eventually they have to go back to stop him before he gets inhibitor. And when they go back, that's when you get the tower. So when you see like 2 people over here messing with Jax, and you have a 3-on-3 with a tower, then you might be able to go for it. Okay, so I'll just say... be more patient with split pushes. Just let Jax set up and get some pressure on a tower. There's not really a rush there. Okay, looks like Callista's lost her mind. Okay. Getting a little fiesta. They're getting back into the game. Once again, you know, like some of the other coaching videos, I think they were yours that I did earlier today. And some of the other ones from other people as well. You know, a lot of it, sometimes the challenge is reining in people when you're really far ahead. And yeah, you're going to win a lot of those games, but there's going to be a certain percentage where you should win. But it's so much of a fiesta that sometimes you might throw some games and lose. Okay, so next objective is dragons in 1 minute. You could do Baron. The problem is your best split pusher right now is Jax. And he doesn't have teleport. I would say send Cassidy bottom. Because he has teleport. Tell Cass to go bot, and then come over here, ward here, pink this, ward here, and debate Baron. I think that's what I would tell him to do. Yeah. So they can push this wave and then back up and go look at Baron. They'll either come running up here or they'll come running right here. And you can engage on them and kill them all. Dragon's also up in 30 seconds. Yeah, this is bad once again because you don't have Jax and he doesn't have teleport. So y'all are winning, but just on the raw strength of your items. But if you weren't that far ahead, it would be really bad. And Jax is over here like soloing Baron, which he'll probably get it. He does have Gunblade. Gunblade's extremely strong on Jax. I don't know why more people don't get that item on him. A lot of people go like Trinity, like Blade the Ruined King or something, but I think Gunblade's far better. Okay, so you just win it anyways. It doesn't matter. But yeah, in a closer game, some of these things would matter a lot more. Some of these rotations and just, you know, paying attention to your engages, watching the mini-map, making sure you're not fighting 4v5s. Stuff like that would matter, but Jinx was so, or Gwen was so powerful, and they had such a goofy team comp anyways, with a bunch of misfits on it that were underfed, that you could just kind of get away with almost anything. Okay. So you almost won just based on your team comp alone. Alright, so we did get a few things though. So a lot of this is macro stuff. I thought your micro was pretty good. There were a few fights that I would not have started. So that one fight, mid lane, kind of in the mid game, when it was just basically 3-on-3, but you guys were pretty low. I think you ended up dying for that one. I pointed it out in the video. That was when Jax was farming wolves, and I think Quinn was top lane. So that was kind of a rough engage that you don't want to do. And then, of course, that one under the tier 2 tower bot lane, kind of near the end of the game that I pointed out. And the reason was you knew it was going to be a 4v5 because no one was marking Jax yet. You didn't have a mini. You didn't even have a mini wave at the tower, and you had a chance to leave. Like once Nami waves you and knocks you and makes you lose your momentum, just go ahead and get out of there. I mean, you got her wave already. Just back up, reset, and just wait for a little bit. So those were only the couple of micro things that I saw where some of the engages were kind of shaky, but most other things were pretty good for the most part. I thought that you had some really good sense on when to go in, when to engage. You know, you're able to press R and hit the right targets a lot of the time. So overall, I think that was good. But the macro stuff is what you really want to work on here. And once again, you didn't pay for it here because you were so far ahead that you can make plenty of mistakes and still win the game. But in closer games, this stuff's going to matter. So a big one is so you need to rotate up to mid lane after you take bot tower a lot faster than you did. This is a very standard rotation. So how that works, you take this tower, you need to push them into like here. You guys did that, but you stuck around here for too long, and then Kalista tried to fight him, and she died. So Tarek could have ganked you, the other guy could have, mid lane could have rotated down to gank you. All kinds of bad things can happen there, because you didn't have very good vision in their jungle either. So what you want to do, the textbook example, you take this down, you push them in, you back, you buy some stuff, you come back up here, you push them into right here, you rotate over, you ward here, you keep this little alleyway clear, so this is your part of the jungle now. And you rotate up here, see if you can get a gank middle. Once your ult W's up, go ahead and ult W middle, make a play, kill him. If you kill him, great, get mid tower. If you don't, hopefully at least you have him low. Pressure him off the tower, get this tower. After you get this tower, go get Rift Herald. After you get Rift, Dragon will probably be back up. Then you can go over and get Dragon. Then if necessary, if this tower is still up, you can rotate over and get this tower too. And then use the Rift on a tier 2 somewhere. So that's kind of how you should play it. But because you were down here just kind of playing around with the ADC for a little while and you didn't have good vision here, you know, they killed you once, I think, and they didn't make you pay for it too hard. They didn't get a Dragon off of it. They didn't, you know, group up and get your tower immediately or get your mid tower. So they didn't make you pay too much, but it wasted about 3 or 4 minutes of time that you could have been doing to advance your board presence. So it stalled out a little bit. It gave them a chance to come back a little bit in terms of the gold. So it didn't matter in the end, but if it was a closer game, if like mid lane was losing a lot, or top lane was losing and you really needed to try to rotate to go help them or to close out the game faster, then it could have been a bigger deal. Okay, so you need to tell Jax to get that top lane. After, so he killed Vayne up here, and then he just walked away and started farming his jungle again. No. Like, this tower was at like 1/4 health. You need to tell him to push up with Quinn to get this tower. So just ping assist on the tower, and then just like alt ping to target the tower itself so they understand. And then tell him get tower, get tower, get tower in text. So tell him that. Even though you're in the bot lane, you need to be the one to tell them. Because after they get that tower and they push in Vayne right here, then they're free to go over and get the Rift Herald. Or they can rotate middle and make a play. And then you could have bot lane. So if you directed that, they could take this tower and then rotate middle. And then you could, as bot lane, you could push up to here and rotate middle. And then all of a sudden, Vayne's stuck in this lane trying to farm a wave that's coming in. And then bot lane, you have their ADC and support trying to farm this. And Tarek is, who knows, wherever. And then you converge with 5 people mid lane. And they're just not ready for that. And then you just automatically get this tower for free. Then you have all of the outers and inners. And then you can rotate as 5 people to go get the Baron. Or you can send 4 at Baron and 1 to rotate back down here to match their ADC, who's probably pushed the wave up to about here by this point. So you didn't tell them to do that, though. And therefore, this tower stayed up for like another 5 minutes or so. And you guys didn't end up getting the Rift Herald. So once again, if it's a closer game, that could be a big deal. Right here, it didn't matter because you had so much gold. So even though it's not your lane, you need to be watching and thinking about these things and then shot calling to help your team figure out what to do to snowball their lead even harder. Okay, I was going to say back up and get Rift Herald faster. There are a lot of times... So I'm going to say don't linger too much around low probability areas. So that means if you don't have a high chance of getting an objective doing what you're doing, then don't hang out there for too long. You're just making yourself vulnerable at worst, and even at best, you are wasting your time, right? So even if you don't die, you're still wasting your time. You could be going to do something more productive, right? So for instance, hang out down here for 3 minutes or something, trying to just get a little bit of chip damage on this tower is just kind of a waste of your time. You could rotate and get much better odds somewhere else on your map. Or like you guys were kind of hanging out middle, just sort of meandering about, trading a couple of hits with them, and just not really making any progress. That was sort of a waste of time. So you always want to try to do something that's very efficient and just get good vision and out-rotate your opponent to snowball your advantage. And finally, I'm just going to say be more patient with split pushing. So you want to wait until Jax is actually on a tower. You have to wait until someone matches the split pusher. That's the whole point of split pushing. Like the reason that you split push is it forces, if you have a good split pusher, so that means someone who's good at one-on-one most of the time, who can beat anyone on their team one-on-one. That means they have to send 2 people there. So with Jax pushing up this lane, you want to wait until you see at least 1 person, and preferably 2 people, go to answer that Jax. And then when they do, that's when you make your play. That's when you engage bottom. But if he's up here as he was with no pressure, no teleport, then you don't want to try to make a play down here because they don't have to go answer him yet. They can send all 5 people down here to try to engage and kill you guys, and then they're still going to have another 20 or 30 second window where they can send a couple people back over here to rotate to stop him. So don't let them get away with that. Just hang out here. So you're putting pressure on this tower. So you're saying if you leave, if you go to try to stop Jax, then we're going to take this tower. Then you have to make them make that choice. Once Jax is right here beating on the tower, they're either going to lose this tower or they're going to lose this tower, right? So they have to choose, but you want to make them make that choice. So if you do it too early, it's not a choice. They get to kill you and they get to go over and stop Jax. But if it's here, then they have to make a choice. Then they're in a losing situation either way. So that's what you want to do, and that requires patience. You have to just wait for your split pusher to move up the lane and actually get pressure, especially if they don't have teleport. Like if Jax actually had teleport, then you might be able to make a play like this if you think he can teleport behind them on a ward or something like that. But even so, you don't want to make him waste his teleport, even if he has it, just to come down and help you fight a fight that you didn't need to fight in the first place. So just wait until they commit 2 people to the split pusher, and then apply your pressure to towers when that's going on. Okay, that's going to be it. So overall, pretty good Rakan play. I thought a couple of engages, might be able to use a little sprucing up, but overall, I thought it was very good. It's a pleasure to watch. It was a lot of fun. I think that, like I said, I think a lot of it is still just working on rotations and shot calling. And that'll help you out a lot, not only just with Rakan and in Rakan games, but in all of your games in general. Because it doesn't matter which champion you are. You can always watch the minimap. You can always shot call. And if you do that correctly, it'll give you such a massive advantage well into your climb, right? So this is not just bronze and silver stuff. This is like gold, platinum, probably even low diamond stuff. A lot of people don't do these macro calls correctly, and if you do, it's going to give you an extreme advantage as you keep moving up. Okay, so thank you very much. That's going to be it. As I said earlier, if you want to get a coaching session of your own, it's just $20. Just email me, thestrategyprofessor@gmail.com. We can set that up. If you want to see more coaching videos, I've got that here for you. If you want the Rakan guide, I have that here, and if you want other champion guides, I have that here as well. So thanks, have a good day, and I'll see you next time.